Valeria Golino is making a special appearance in Chicago this week for the 60th annual Chicago International Film Festival. We have two big projects, The Art of Joy, a film that she directed, and Maria, the new Angelina Jolie film where Valeria plays the sister of the opera singer Maria Callas. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so wonderful that you get to be here for two different films here, and there's a spotlight on Italy. So this is just a wonderful time, and thank you for making the trip here to our city.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm here as a director today and as an actress tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go ahead and mention those two appearances, The Art of Joy at AMC New City tonight, and then you're going to be at the Music Box Theater on Friday with Maria. Let's go ahead and talk about The Art of Joy first. I mean, this book was very controversial in the 70s when it was first finished, and it wasn't until the author had passed away that the book actually came out. I mean, talk a little bit about your connection to it and when you first heard about it.
Yes, the author, who was a Sicilian writer, Goliardo Sapienza, a very, very controversial author, was not able to publish her book for while she was alive. The book was too controversial and too rebellious. Rebellious, and people didn't want to publish it, and it was actually published finally in the beginning of 2000. I think it was 2002 or 2003, after a few years after her death. And now, in these 20 years to come, it has become in Europe a very iconic book, as a feminist book, as a very sexual, erotic book for women, and it has become a very fashionable at this point book. And I was lucky enough, my producers were able to get the rights, and I was lucky enough to be able to direct it, to write the script and to direct it. And I conceived it as a series for TV,
okay,
which it will appear in Europe in the beginning of March. But for the time being, it went to the Festival of Cannes, and it came out in Italy as a movie in two parts. So it has be in the movie theaters, which has been very joyful for me that my TV series has gone to movies first and has gone to the theaters first, and now it's going to come out in TV.
Is there a different set of emotions that you feel, whether it's excitement coming to a festival like this as a director versus an actress, or do you just still kind of get those same butterflies no matter what project you're bringing?
Well, of course, I'm an actress. I've been an actress since I can remember, really. I've been an actress since I am 17 years old. So, and I still have a lot of passion for my work. I love that. But I have to admit that since I have become a director, this is my third movie as a director, I get more butterflies. I get more butterflies inside me when my movie as a director is shown because as an actress, I'm used to it. Yeah. And also because as a director, particularly when you write your scripts, you feel more attached to the material than when you act in it.
Was there a certain part or something about this story that you said, I don't want to, if The Art of Joy became a TV series or a movie, that I want to star in it, but the fact that you said, I want to direct it, like you're bringing the story to a whole new generation of people, or maybe visualizing something that they had read. Talk to me a little bit about your connection, to that story of where you said, I want to be the leader in this project.
Well, if I was 18 years old, as my actress Tecla Insolia, who is the lead actress in the movie, I would have loved to play that role. But not being 18, then I rather direct it, let's say, also now, as I said, is my passion to direct movies. And for now, I've never put myself in my movies.
Okay.
You know, very often actors who become directors, eventually they will direct themselves. And it's something that, I don't know, I may do one day, but not for now. For now, I'm always interested in other actors more than me.
Let's talk a little bit about the character of Modesta. I mean, I love that her birthday is January 1st, 1900, a brand new beginning. That is just a wonderful way to go ahead and start. Her rebellious nature. I mean, talk a little bit about that main character in the story.
She is, yes, she was born in the first day of the year, end of the century, in 1900, and she's the, you know, in a way, she's a futuristic woman. I think she still is a futuristic woman, even in 2024. I still don't think that we have achieved to be like her. She's more modern than me, more modern than women are today. She takes for granted a lot of things that we're still fighting for as women, but she is already that. So she was born in 1900, but in reality, she's not born yet.
She's not born yet. That's a wonderful way to put it. Let's also talk a little bit about Maria. That's another film that you're bringing here to the film festival, starring Angelina Jolie. Maria Callas, people adore her. She's a legend. But we've never really seen a female opera singer on screen in this kind of way. I mean, talk a little bit about this project.
Well, I accepted to do this role because, which is a very little role in the movie, but hopefully important as well, because there is not little roles, there is only little actors. As you know, so I don't. The only difference is that when you play a little role, it's more difficult than when you play a big role, because you have more time to express the character when on screen. Yeah. So I had very little time on screen with Angelina Jolie, which was already, I was honored to be playing with her. I have a lot of respect for her as a woman and as an artist. And also I wanted to be part of this project because of Pablo Larraín, who is a magnificent director.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful that we get a chance to see it at a film festival like this, and there's a lot of opportunities to see, you know, over 120 films, but also getting that spotlight on Italy and Italian filmmakers, Italian talent, and I just love that that's going to be a part of this year's celebration.
Yes, yeah, no, I'm very happy to be back here. Imagine that Chicago was the first city ever that I saw in America. It was my first encountering with America when I was 13 years old.
I wish there was better circumstances that you came to Chicago, but I'm glad you were able to come to our city. What do you remember about that time being, you know, 13 years old and coming to Chicago?
Well, first of all, I see this incredible city, you know, that was just so bigger and higher than everything I had ever seen, and colder than I had ever felt. You know, it was this gorgeous city with this lake and you know, another thing that I remember is that I was 12 and a half, and I went to what it was called the Sears
Tower, yeah,
tower then, and which was the tallest tower in America. I don't know if it still is, but at the time, you know, 40 years ago, it was. And I went to this huge, you know, how do you call it? Like the Sears was like a shopping place.
Yeah.
And I stole. Oh. I come from Naples. You see, in Napoli we're good thieves. So I know you're not, but it's true. I did steal a little something. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm going to get this. I'm not going to say it to anybody. And I put it in my pocket. And my mama was there with me, and doing her shopping, and of course she didn't know I was stealing. And then when we went to pay, there was this thing that went beep, 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 beep. But I didn't know, coming from Europe, we didn't have then these things. So they caught me. I was so traumatized because a big gentleman came and she said, "Young lady, what do you have in your pocket?" Kind of a thing. Like
Yeah.
And my mom looked and said, "What's going on? What's going on?" And anyway, I got caught. And he really scared me. He said, "Come to the office with me behind." And they took me to the office. And my mama was crying, like she was in such shame that I could have done something like that. And they said, "We're going to send you back to Italy, blah, 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 blah." Anyway, they didn't.
They didn't tell you. Yeah.
It was okay. It was okay. But I was so traumatized. I never stole, not even a cookie ever again. And that's what happened in Chicago.
And we let you back into Chicago, and we love you here.
They taught me that you cannot steal, even if you're a kid.
Yeah. Maybe that was a hard lesson, but a good lesson to learn at that age.
Yes.
But before we go, I want to talk a little. You work with a lot of wonderful comedic actors. I mean, obviously, one of the last shows, the morning show with Steve Carell, and a lot of fans love you from that. And maybe talk a little bit about that experience. But then I also want to talk a little bit about Paul Reubens, your very first movie here, that in the United States, and obviously a legend, someone that I grew up with, and watching your work, and I believe that was the first English speaking movie that you were in.
I really miss him, and I really liked Paul very, very much. He was the one who gave me the opportunity to come to America and to start working here. And he was so lovely, such a lovely person. He was so gentle, and I didn't see him in the years many times, but we had a correspondence like a couple of times a year. He would tell me what's going on, and I would answer back, and we did probably send letters to each other like maybe a few months before he left, before he passed away. So that was my first American movie, Pee-wee's Big Top. And after that, while I was doing Pee-wee, I got casted for Rain Man. And after Rain Man, during Rain Man, I decided to stay in America. And that's what I did. I stayed for 10 years, 10 or 12 years. I stayed there, and it's still a very important, very, very important years, formative, how you say, when you build yourself as a person and as an actor. America has been extremely interesting and extremely important for me as a person. And Los Angeles, where I used to live, is still in my heart. I love that town. I really do. I mean, not many people share the same thing. When I say I love Los Angeles, they say, "Oh, really? Really?" They don't think it's a gorgeous city. I do. I think it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful city, and I think the weather's a little bit better than in Chicago.
The weather, yes. I have to say that Chicago is hard to get to. I mean, Chicago is particularly beautiful. I mean, she's great.
Well, she's wonderful. Well, Valeria, thank you so much for your time today. The Art of Joy tonight at New City AMC, and then on Friday night you're going to be at the Music Box Theater for the Maria screening. ChicagoFilmFestival.com is where you go ahead and get all that ticket information. Enjoy your time in our city, and we will chat with you very, very soon.
Ciao. Thank you. Come to the movies.
I'm going to be there. See you later.
Ciao.